So, this is my GDF opener, okay? You're going to build a power plant, but you want to remember to build the power plant far away from your construction yard so that it will expand your build area radius. Because if you can see here, our build radius is only so far, right? You're going to power plant, and then you're going to make a barracks, right? Barracks is first. And then you're going to make 2 refineries, okay? I unfortunately placed this really poorly. So my refineries are in terrible positioning. Fine, though. We're going to queue up 3 field scouts and 2 engineers, okay?
Unit ready.
Our first infantry are going to go to our opponent's Tempest processing centers, okay?
Sir, awaiting orders.
The first 2 are going to go to their Tempest processing centers, okay?
You got it.
And then our 3rd infantry unit is going to go to our Tempest processing center. Then our first engineer is going to go to their Tempest processing center, okay? So remember this order, right? Our first 2 infantry go to their Tempest processing centers. Our 3rd infantry unit goes to our Tempest processing center. And then we take their Tempest spike. And then we take our Tempest spike, okay? Like I said, with our 2nd power plant, we queue that up after the 2nd refinery.
Unit ready.
I really hope this.
Then we protect our spikes with the infantry.
Commander. Sir.
And what you can do on most of the maps is take over the fortifications like this. You see how it provides a much larger area of vision when you have an infantry unit in it. Take those whenever you can, okay? Now we're going to build a factory. Right? And we're going to just make 20 drone operators, okay? 20 drone operators. Easy. So we have 2 harvesters now. I actually want to cancel this. And what I want to do is I want to build it down here. Because we want it to expand our build radius. So that we can build 2 more refineries down here. Okay? You cannon rush in this video game. You can indeed tower rush people. So we captured our first Tempest processing plant. And what this does is it gives us 500 cash. And it gives us a slow trickle of cash. Okay? So if you can get 2 of those, your economy will be really good. And if you can deny your opponent those by sending your first field scouts out and about to their side of the map,
Commander.
that is very impactful, okay? So, this is important, okay? With your first vehicle bay, you're going to make 5 sentinels, okay? You make 5 sentinels. And then instead of building harvesters, you're going to just queue up 2 new refineries at the 2nd resource patch. If you don't have a 2nd resource patch in your base, you're going to just make 3 resource refineries on your main harvesting patch, okay?
Unit ready.
So, when we get 5 of the sentinels, what we're going to do, right? What we're going to do once we have 5 sentinels is we're going to move out on the map and we're going to try and get into fights. Because this sentinel car, it has ammo. If you look in the bottom left corner here on the info panel for the unit, we have marking projectiles. So we're making 5 of these cars. And what we're going to do is to turn 2 of them into marking projectile mode, okay? So we're getting 5 of these guys. And we're getting 20 drone operators. Our eco is a little bit constricted right now while we build the 4th refinery. But as soon as this guy does his drop-off, our economy should stop being slowed down, right? We shouldn't go to 0 money here ever again for the rest of the game, even with constant production. So now that our 5 sentinels are done, we're going to hit shift, right? If you hold the shift button and you click on the unit, it'll build 5 of the unit, okay? This is like a really important thing to know about this game. You hold shift and you click on the unit, or you click the hotkey. Like if you can click the hotkey, you can do that too. You can build 5 of the units. So we have 5 of these guys now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our opponent's side of the map.
Sir, yes, sir.
And we're going to get into a fight, okay? And then we leave the rally of units at home. And we build our radar dish, okay? So remember that order of things. You get 5 of the cars.
On your command.
And then you just send all of the cars that you have and all of the drone operators you have to your opponent's side of the map to fight. You start your satellite uplink. Your satellite uplink is your tier 2 building, right? So when you get the satellite uplink, what's going to happen is it's going to unlock the Grenader and the Riot Troop, okay? And what I do here is I make a second barracks. And what my first barracks does is non-stop make drone operators, okay? And what our second barracks does is non-stop make Grens, okay?
Cancelled.
So we can queue up like 20 or 30 drone operators. And we can queue up like
Unit is under attack.
20 or 30 Grens. The drone operators are your anti-vehicle unit. And the Grens are your anti-infantry unit. They throw grenades, and they are a smooth operator. So we have 4 of our resource gathering guys now. And what we want to do now, right? You see these guys are like rallied, like they're not part of my control group. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send them to our next resource location, right? Whatever your next resource location, wherever your next Tempest harvesting field is, you're going to send a couple of units over there. And then on the left side of the screen here, you can see your commander abilities. And this support beacon one is very important for unlocking your next expansion. Because you drop this support beacon, and what it does is it allows you to build in that area. So you're going to build 2 new refineries in that area, as well as a factory, okay? And then you're going to set your rally point to this location. So now we have our second base set up, and these units should be staying here to protect us, okay? And this is like your very basic setup guide. What you want to get on the satellite uplink is the specialist pod, okay? You get this specialist pod, and what the specialist pod does is it unlocks a specialist called the comms officer. And the comms officer is probably the most important unit that GDF has, okay? And the reason why the comms officer is the most important unit that GDF has is because it provides the comm aura, the communications aura. And I'll show you why that's important as soon as I'm able to build it. What it does is it will give you 30% attack speed and movement speed on any unit within the aura's effect, okay? It's a massive buff. Like it's actually the biggest buff I've ever seen in a video game is the comm aura in this situation, okay? So we're going to finish that, right? And now our barracks is able to build the comm officer. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pause production of your drone operators by right-clicking, and then you're going to build 2 comm officers, or like 1 comm officer and 2 snipers, okay? And we need a couple of power plants because we're low on power, so we can just boop, boop, boop. Those will build. Our second base is set up, so we have 6 harvesters now, right? And we can make a new factory. We have our new factory here. What we can do with the new factory is make a couple of extra harvesters, okay? And then when you get this comm officer, it's going to drastically improve the effectiveness of your army. And a lot of the times you're going to be able to just go and A-move your opponent. So this is my ultra basic explain like I'm 5 how to play GDF opener. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know, okay? As you can see here, we have the comms aura, increases movement speed and attack speed by 30%. So it does this to all of your units, okay? Even your vehicles get this bonus, okay? So you see how the tank sped up once it was in range? You can see here, he has the radius, but it's not that big, okay? It's not. He has 2 auras. The first one is the calm aura, and it's just not that big. Okay, you can see here, like as soon as you get out of it, it's pretty small, but it forces you to kind of death ball up. There's another unit that provides the calm aura, and it's the calm rig. All right. So now that we have the comms aura explained and ready to go, what you want to do for doctrines is very simple, okay? There is the armored communicators, which makes all units and buildings which provide comms have 40% extra hit points, okay? So your very important comm officer that has 400 hit points is going to get 40% more hit points from this doctrine. And then you immediately want to take boosted comms because it provides a 50% increase in the radius of the commander's aura, which is huge, right? Because you can see while he's standing in the middle of the army here that the aura doesn't cover all my units. As soon as you get this boosted comms aura, it's going to give you way more than enough radius to see your entire army be buffed by this, okay? And it also makes the range of weapons or effects which produce markings is increased by 30%. So our jeeps, right, our sentinels, which have the marking shot, they're going to get a 30% range increase, which means they're going to have more range than your tanks or your infantry, and they're going to stop being at the front of your army, okay? So this is like the basic what you want to do. This is like the death ball army you want to produce. Once you've got like quite a few of the Rens and the drones built up, and after you get the first specialist pod, you're gonna get the riot pod as well as your data core. Okay, this is like your tier 3 building, so that you can get your next tier of high tier units. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.